friends, it is Claire here from Moontree Boutique, GIA gemologist and jewelry designer. I went bead shopping yesterday and I thought I would do just like a little impromptu unscripted video about what I bought and what I paid for it. So let's jump in. I have been doing this for many years, decades actually. And so I have a pretty good sense of what is a good deal and what is not a good deal. So when I buy beads, I really am looking for several things. I'm looking for a fair price. I'm looking for natural gemstones that aren't just sort of like ubiquitous that you find everywhere. I want something a little bit different. And I often have kind of a mental list of things I already have in stock. So when I shop, I'm looking for things that would complement what I already have. So let's jump in. I bought these turquoise briolets. I paid $25 for this whole strand. It was priced at $28, but since I spent quite a bit, they gave me a little better deal. So these are natural color waxed turquoise. They haven't been dyed or stabilized. Now this is real turquoise. This is not dyed blue howlite. It's Chinese turquoise. That's where it was mined and also probably where it was cut. It's not like the most exquisite quality, but the price was right. Good color. A lot of them have nice natural webbing, which I really enjoy. And I can do lots of stuff. Briolet is the name for the little teardrop shape that's been drilled through the top. And I also got some faceted carnelian. Carnelian is natural orange agate. I paid $23 for this strand. I really like the way carnelian looks with turquoise, so I thought I would mix the two and create that kind of classic color contrast that is very striking. What else? I got 2 strands of natural, undyed, but sort of opaque B-grade aquamarine. I paid $20 per strand. They were marked at $24 a strand. But these have nice color. They're sort of opaque. A lot of people prefer a more translucent aquamarine, but for the price, I thought these were great quality. And as I said, they have not been dyed, which is really nice. Oftentimes with the more translucent aquamarine, they put it on a blue string. And then when you take it off the string to make the jewelry up, you realize a lot of the color you were seeing was coming from the string, not from the gemstone itself. So that's something to bear in mind. I thought these were a great price, and I'll probably mix them with some amethyst because I love the blue and purple color contrast. So 20 bucks a strand on those. The next thing I got, again, another briolet strand. This was $35. This is heated citrine. So this has not been dyed, but it has been heat treated. I like the faceting, and these will be great for earring pairs. These were cut in India. Usually if they have tassels on the ends, that is an indicator that they were cut in India. That's sort of the industry standard for that. This was marked at $38, and again, I paid $35. And I can make lots and lots of pairs of earrings from these, so a great deal. The next thing I bought was 2 strands of watermelon tourmaline. Now, I do something slightly crazy pants. Tourmaline can get very expensive when it's shaded out, color ombre, green, pink, green, pink. If you shop beads, you're familiar with it. Well, I buy the less expensive strands that are all mixed up together. As you can see, these have not been shaded or graded or organized. And I cut the strands apart and I lay them out in my own color gradation, which is really time consuming. But for me, it's very like a fun OCD activity. And if you buy a strand that's already been shaded and graded, you're going to pay at least $45, depending on the quality. You can pay certainly much more than that. These were $18 a strand. So essentially, you pay less when the gems are all mixed up like that because there's less labor involved in the product before you buy it. So I'm happy to put the labor in myself and break them up and lay them out in an attractive pattern. And that's really fun for me, kind of bringing chaos, or bringing order out of chaos. This is a $14 strand of coin pearls. I make these little crescent moon pendants that have little dangly pearls. So these are for a specific product that I make, rather than just kind of spontaneously deciding I liked these. Sorry about the scratches on my face and my hand. I have a very mean cat who just out of nowhere likes to attack me, despite the fact that I'm obsessed with her. And she's an evil little hell gremlin, but I just love her. So I paid $14 for this strand, which is really nice. Pearl prices are all over the place. Like, there's no consistency with pearl prices in this business. They can just be wildly overpriced, or they can be a great deal for essentially the same quality. It really depends on context. These are freshwater pearls, so these were grown in a facility in China where they have all the oysters and they pry them open and they put in what's called a seed, which is actually a piece of oyster shell that they put in there. And then the oyster covers it with a thin layer of nacre, which is what makes the pearl. So these are real pearls, but they've been farmed. They're not from the bottom of the ocean. Okay, this is a strand of, again, Chinese turquoise. I was really drawn to these because of the sort of greens and browns in the strand. I really like when turquoise has a lot of veining and color variation to it. These were marked at $48 and I paid $45. I think I might mix this with some red coral and do sort of a traditional Southwestern kind of vibe with this. These have been stabilized. I don't think there's color added, but I can tell from the shininess of the strand, the sort of plasticiness, that these have been impregnated with some kind of epoxy resin, which is a process called stabilization. Wow, this video is getting really long. I need to talk faster. I also got this strand of blue apatite, these sort of weird coffin shapes. Instead of stringing these up as beads, I'm going to cut them apart and bezel set them like cabochons. So each one of these will be its own pendant. And this strand was marked at $32, but when I make them all into individual pendants, I'll be able to probably get around $20 per blue apatite pendant. So that's a great deal. Lots of money to be made there. Then I got one other thing which is impossible to find, which I love so much. And it's just so hard to find in this quality and size. So I have one secret source for this that I will never tell you because it's so hard to find this quality. Of this gemstone beaded chain. This is natural gemstones. This is chrysoprase. And basically you see a lot of beaded chain with teeny tiny little faceted beads. Finding big chunky natural beaded chain with these really cool like checker cut big individual pieces. It's so hard to find. It's such good quality. So I paid $15 a foot for this, which adds up really, really quickly. This was $75 for just this little handful. But I bought a bunch of different gemstones, and I like to pair it with these big, I just got these yesterday too. These big, beautiful, carved Nepalese gold vermeil beads. So these are sterling silver with gold plating. This one has a dragon on it, but I like to make these long necklaces with just this big gold bead at the bottom, and they look so cool, really easy to wear. So I bought some of these gold beads. These are $60 each, but each one is different, and they're works of art. They're hand carved in silver and gilded in gold. You can see that each one is different. The pattern is a little bit different on each one because they're handmade. And I just love them. I've been using them for years. I have a source for these who imports them, who's this lovely, lovely guy who I've been working with for ages. So back to the bead chain. So I got chrysoprase, which is a green gem chalcedony that comes from both Brazil and Australia, primarily. It comes from other places, but commercially that's where it's from. This is carnelian, which is an orange agate. I also got lapis lazuli. Gotta love that. Beautiful, beautiful, vibrant lapis. Nice opacity, little pyrite flecks in there. And then I also got amazonite, which is a green microcline feldspar. And these are all so beautifully faceted. So this is natural and untreated, natural and untreated. The carnelian has almost certainly been heat treated, which is the industry standard for carnelian. So those are the cabochons I bought. Those are the beads I bought. I also got some cabochons, so I'll just like quickly flash through those. I got some rose cut labradorite. Labradorite is a really beautiful iridescent, also feldspar, orthoclase feldspar. Or no, that's moonstone. I think it might be plagioclase feldspar. Anyway, we're getting into the weeds with that. It's beautiful, adulorescent feldspar. So this is some carved pieces I bought. And these are just they have great color, great flash. Woo! There goes that one. Really, really pretty. I can't wait to set these. I bought some rose cut aquamarine. I do a lot with rose cut stuff. I like that it's flat on the back and faceted on the front. This is natural, no color, no dye, no treatment aquamarine. Pretty opaque, but doesn't bother me. I bought a little bit of tanzanite. This is nice, sort of chatoyant tanzanite. It's got a little cat's eye to it. This, again, no color, but heat treatment, which is very standard for tanzanite. Most tanzanite that comes out of the ground is brown, and then they heat it, and it turns that beautiful bluish color. I also bought this really interesting piece of malachite. It's sort of just like a tumble polished malachite, but it has a really unique pattern. It doesn't have the striations and like orbicular sort of concentric banding that a lot of malachite has. These has sort of like chatoyant florets, which is very cool. Fibrous malachite can have a sort of cat's eye chatoyance to it. I was super drawn to that. And then I also bought some more Cantera opals. These are Mexican opals that are opal in matrix. It's like a little belly button of opal inside the host rocket gruen. Cantera is just Conterra with earth. So it's sort of like an Australian boulder opal, has the boulder still showing and then there's opal in it. This is in some senses a Mexican equivalent, in that it's natural opal in situ in the rock that it grew in. So there's some more stuff there, but you get the general idea. Oh, wait, one last thing I bought. This is amazing. So I bought some black Ethiopian opal beads that have really, really good color. Lots and lots of flash. I paid $125 for this strand, which is not bad for this quality of Ethiopian opal. I'm going to save these for something really special because they're so beautiful. I might even make something for myself. I don't know. They're beautifully faceted. They're great. So that's it for today. Also, on my desk over here, keeping me company today, is my bearded dragon. This guy is my little buddy. He is 16 years old, which is really old for a bearded dragon. But he likes to come out of his habitat and just chill with me when I'm working and hanging out. And yeah, he's a celebrity. So I just thought you guys should get a little sighting of him. Mwah! Put you back down in your little basking area. All right, that's it for me for now. Just doing a little haul video about the things I bought yesterday. And as always, you can see more of my finished designs. I'm Moontree Boutique on Etsy. And thank you so much for watching. If you feel like subscribing, I often make more videos that are gemstone hauls or gemology videos. I am a GIA gemologist, and I have a series called Ask a Gemologist where I talk about the history, the science, the folklore of gemstones. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.